at Aurora Public Library to talk about some silly children's books that you might like to read this year.
One of the books I think everyone should read is Prince Pugley of Spud and the Kingdom of Spiff. It's a silly book. It's quite ridiculous, and it's a real play on fairy tale stories about princesses and princes with a real twist, and it's one that I think everyone should read, and Polly recommended to me, and I'm grateful she did.
It is awesome. It's very awesome. I have a picture book. I have Weasels. You might think that weasels spend all their time gambling in the woods, or gambling, that is, not gambling like for money, gambling, playing around in the woods, eating nuts and berries, looking at trees, but no. At least Olin is here to tell you that weasels are plotting to take over the world. And this book is all about how they do it. Here are some weasels plotting to take over the world. They spill a lot of coffee on their taking over the world mechanism, but still, they might take over the world. Look out.
The books I'd like to recommend next have scary elements to them, but they're mostly funny, laugh out loud funny. I've got the second one and the third one in the series. There's quite a number. It's the Dragon Breath series. It is a hoot. These are so good. They're entertaining. They always have neat little twists. The main character is a dragon, Danny Dragon Breath, and it always starts off with what turns out to be dream or just fantasy in his mind about some great adventure, and then all of a sudden it turns out it's just Mom asking what kind of pizza he wants to have. He has adventures with his good friend Wendell. Wendell is an iguana, and in the second book they introduce a young lady who is a salamander, but they're great funs. He loves ninjas, he loves adventures, and it's all about how he takes on the bully in the school, and with sometimes a little bit of magical, not quite magic, but fantasy silliness. He always overcomes his obstacles and has great fun and gets to meet the very extended members of his family all over the world.
Alright, next I've got Magic Pickle. This is the full color graphic novel. There are also Magic Pickle chapter books. But in this graphic novel, Magic Pickle, who is a genetically modified pickle superhero, is fighting the evil denizens of the produce drawer. Let's see, who do we have here? Oh, come on, where are you? There's the carrot, there's the romaine gladiator who's a head of lettuce, there's the phantom carrot, there's the pea hoofer. They're all really evil produce. Magic Pickle has the assistance of a young lady. He didn't exactly want the assistance of a young lady who's actually a little girl, in her pajamas mostly, but his magic lab in which he's been waiting to be unleashed on the evil produce world happens to be under her bedroom. So, Magic Pickle and his somewhat, well, she wants to be part of it. He doesn't want to be part of it, but he doesn't want her to be part of it, but his sidekick Jojo, highly recommended.
Mo Willem is one of the great picture book writers and easy reader. Easy reader, there's The Elephant and Piggy. My new friend is so fun, but it's, again, straightforward, fun, silly. It's about an elephant and his friends and what's going on, and talking about having more fun. And they can't cover his eyes. You've made drawings of us. And at the end, the message is have fun with your new friend. So it's silly and fun. And we also have Mo Willem's That Is Not a Good Idea, which is a real play on a fairy tale. And again, this one's a picture book, but it's also funny, straightforward, simple, and neat illustrations, and highly recommended. Mo Willem has lots of books, and teachers and parents are often, and kids coming in looking for these. So Mo Willem is a good one to read.
They are the number one thing that I get requests for when I go out to schools, and I'm I'm reading aloud. If I read an Elephant and Piggy, everybody's like, more Elephant and Piggy! Where's Pigeon? So,
Do you have any other favorite Mo Willems that you...
well, my favorite Elephant and Piggies are I Have to Go and There's a Bird on My Head. And another picture book that's great is Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. Highly recommended. Alright, I'm going to talk about a chapter book. This is A Hat Full of Sky by Terry Pratchett, who is well known in the adult fantasy world, but not so well known in the children's fantasy world. However, this is an awesome book, very funny, about a young witch who's trying to figure out how to be a witch, how to live her life, with the assistance of, I don't know if you can see it on the cover, a lot of miniature little fairy guys. They happen to be blue, they happen to have red hair, and they're Scottish, and they're very Scottish. They play bagpipes and swear at each other in thick Scottish accents, and are at least as much of a problem as they are a help. But once in a while, our young witch is very glad to have the assistance of her strange Scottish fairy friends. Anyway, it's a wonderful book. It's a funny book. It's a fantastic fantasy. It's a nice growing up book. It fills so many little niches, and I highly, highly recommend it.
And another fun book, it's Mr. Ball Makes a To-Do List by Michael Townsend. This is, again, silly, fun. It's sort of an in-between picture book, easy reader, but it's almost a graphic novel too. There's more picture than there are words, but easy and fun to read and to go through. And it's about the silly, ridiculous things to happen to Mr. Ball when he does his list. And it's got this very silliness at the end of saying that this book ends here. I always love it when books are sort of tongue-in-cheek and a little ironic. So, another fun book to read, and a good one to sign out from the library.
This is Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. Jan Thomas is an awesome, awesome picture book author. If you have not checked out her books, please do. They are the funniest picture books around. In these ones, the Dust Bunnies, whose names are Ned, Ted, Fred, and Bob, and they rhyme all the time, except Bob doesn't always, maybe because his name doesn't rhyme. Anyway, the Dust Bunnies spend a lot of time playing with rhymes. The one thing about Bob is very good at noticing that there are other things happening in the world other than rhyming all the time. So you want to look out when Bob says something like cat instead of rhyming a word with fun. It might be because there's a great big cat coming to get the Dust Bunnies. Anyway, read this book, look out for Bob, and you can also look out for the sequel, which is called The Big Mean Dust Bunny.